I do think this Medvi, really gives the opportunity for the doctors that are creating their voices out there that want to create that patient trust, right? Because if more platforms like this grow, I mean, the scarcest resource will be in digital health will be like that real patient doctor, relationship. So I think that just is even greater opportunity for these physicians to, grow their personal brands and build trust the right way. With actual human accountability is going to be a competitive advantage, which is crazy to think about.
We're back, and you've got beautiful sunlight coming through your windows, and I'm getting 4 or 5 inches of rain today. So the weather is
we'll take it.
The weather's made an appearance again.
Yep, it's made an appearance again, but we'll go right into it. So, big news in the AI world. First billion-dollar company owned by a single person, I think, is what graced the headlines for New York Times.
I saw that, yep. And are you referring to the guy that is as fake as they come, just like all the pictures that he had all over his website?
Yeah, New York Times is a little bit irresponsible with it, but I'll give a little more background to the listeners so they know. So, Medvi is a telehealth startup founded by this gentleman, Matthew Gallagher, out of Los Angeles. And I'm familiar with the telehealth world quite a bit. I work in the telehealth world as a vendor in terms of, most of the medication that they market. They need partners like myself. So I work with people like this all the time. But a little bit more background. The company runs with just 2 full-time employees. Started out as just a single, but him and his brother. And relies almost entirely on AI tools and outsourced infrastructure to operate. And what he told the New York Times is that he used ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Midjourney, and Runway to build the company, while Care Validate and Open Loop Health handled the doctors, pharmacies, shipping, and compliance. And the company reportedly did $401 million in revenue in 2025 and is projected $1.8 billion for 2026. And what was kind of crazy was on April 2nd, 5 days ago, New York Times ran this glowing profile framing Medvi as proof of Sam Altman's prediction that a single entrepreneur could build $1 billion company with AI. But as we've seen in the last few days, and what I knew about this company is the whole thing just started unraveling completely.
So what were they doing? Were they fulfilling scripts, or what was the complete? I saw it and I came across it and I was reading. I was like, oh boy, this is interesting, and I knew you would have the scoop.
Yeah. So it was a bunch of issues. What's the most interesting is Open Loop, because they're a big deal in the telehealth world. So I'm wondering how they're kind of backtracking on this, because they're a big part of the infrastructure and then the pharmacy relationships. And Open Loop has the doctor network. So I mean, the biggest fraud layer that came of it is the fake doctor advertising, which is a huge no-no. So, and why this is such a big deal and such a problem is because reviewers searching Meta's ad library found over 5,000 active ads running under physician personas that appeared completely fake. So,
oh jeez,
talking names like Professor Albus Dumbledore, Richard Horgock. Yeah. One Facebook page advertising Medvi's erectile dysfunction product listed a non-existent address and was categorized as an entertainment website. So it's like very, very interesting stuff. They were also issued an FDA warning letter back in February for misbranding. Found that Medvi was marketing falsely, suggested the company's semaglutide and tirzepatide had sold, and certain claims implied FDA approval or evaluation. And we all know compounded GLP-1s, there is no FDA approval or evaluation. It's only the commercial medication. And that was 6 weeks before the New York Times ran their puff piece. So, I mean, I'm wondering, if that writer got fired yet or what.
Well, or it's like the guy's brother or like long lost cousin or whoever the writer was. It's so weird that the New York
There's
Times...
more if you want to wait.
Oh, no, go, yeah, please. I'd love to hear more.
There was deepfaked before and after photos. So a company, obviously featured weight loss weight drugs and photos stolen from around the web with AI altered faces, fake names, fabricated health outcomes, and presented them as real customers. Other bad claims of like oral tirzepatide, which is like no data on it. It was really interesting to see that. And there was a big data breach exposure, cyber attack earlier, not a few months ago. And yeah, so a lot of issues. But yeah, what were you saying?
I was just saying that it's amazing that the New York Times would print something that was wrong like that. But anyway, I'm being humorous, right? I'm attempting to be humorous at this point in time. But it just goes to show that this is why people are really starting to push back against AI stuff. This right here. I mean, it's all the platforms, their engagement is down. It's funny. I just submitted the book to Amazon, and there's a place where you have to check a box saying, was this AI generated? And they're asking, because they're like, we're just asking for information on this for our trends and research and da 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 da. But I don't think that that's what it really is. I think that they're really going to figure out if they've got a bunch of AI books being submitted once a day, they're going to slow that down, because people don't like the AI slop, or they don't want to listen. They don't want to be talked to by someone who's fake. Maybe that will change. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what Medvi did wasn't like just lazy AI slop marketing. It was deliberate engineering of false trust at scale, and that's what I have the biggest problem with. Creating thousands of fake physician personas.
That's crazy.
And absurdly fake names, medical credentials, obviously fake. Ads positioning these non-existent people as clinical authority behind the product. Patient scrolling Facebook sees this Dr. Amelia Rhodes next to an image of John Hopkins Hospital. I think there's a real physician endorsing this. I mean, this is really what happened. So,
wow.
That's not a shortcut. That's completely ripping it off. I mean, that's, one of the most important relationships that we have is our relationship with our physician, right? I mean, it's,
yeah.
It's what holds the compounding pharmacy ecosystem together, and that's why I kind of get so angry about it, obviously. And I don't know. I mean, it doesn't help the system and where it's trying to go to make it more convenient and more accessible. It's obviously there's just bad actors that will take advantage of it. And the other thing is, which is, I won't go too far in the weeds with this, but Legit Script is a total issue also, because they're a certification that's like required for any sort of telehealth, and Medvi is Legit Script certified, and that certification is supposed to signal to consumers, payment processors, and any advertising platform that the company meets transparency standards and it complies with laws. So when a stamp like that says this is a legitimate operation, but a company like that certifies it, and it was running thousands of fabricated physician ads, like what is Legit Script actually certifying? So I don't know. It's clear that Medvi isn't an outlier. I mean, it's really kind of what happens when you remove human accountability from healthcare and replace it with AI-generated trust signals, which is why I was so mad about it. I mean, I wrote a really long piece on this. I don't know if you saw it, but it was pretty heated.
Yeah. Well, it gives a bad name to bad name for them, of course, but then they're just, it's amazing. So what's going to happen to these guys?
That's what I'm waiting to hear, because it's like I haven't really heard of any kind of like wrist slapping or what's going to happen.
Interesting. I'm sure something is going to. What did they break any? I mean, obviously it was fraud, but are there any laws specifically that, obviously, representation of medical doctors that didn't exist? I'm sure that's a big no-no.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, that's the biggest issue. I'm sure he's dealing with some sort of, legal accountability on that point of things. But, I guess we'll wait and see. It's only been a few days since the puppy, so
Yeah. Well, it's if you do any kind of content or you're posting any content on any of these platforms now, YouTube's done it. There's others that are asking, this AI generated, and they're, we talked about they're demonetizing that stuff, and now, I mean, yes, it's getting better and better. I can still tell it's AI when it comes across, but they're going to make you declare if it's coming. There's going to be some legislation that makes you do that, so nobody else can say, so that people can not say that, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I think one thing that Medvi has going for them, it really holds no proprietary technology. I mean, they don't technically have the licensed physician network, even though they faked it. They don't hold the pharmacy infrastructure. I mean, their entire business, just like Hims and Hers, is a marketing layer on top of contracted infrastructure. So, there'll be repercussions, I'm sure, but I think that's probably why there hasn't been anything immediate yet.
Do you think there'll be the day that comes that there really will be a single person AI, a company that does $1 billion because of just one person with AI all around them? I'm sure there will be. I mean, I'm not going to say that there's not going to be, but I've told you all about this. I run these agents, and this one that I'm running for lots of different stuff, it works, but I always have to check it. I always have to check its work. I'm going to make sure that it's right. And maybe this is just we're the early onset of this kind of technology, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably close. It's I don't think it's ironic that it's a bad actor kind of is the first one. I mean, it's always cutting corners gets you the fastest.
Yeah.
End of the race or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think for sure. I think absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
I think the scariest part is the AI, like the future of AI doctors. I think it's game over when those actually get like approved.
Yeah.
The technology is here, right? But
yeah.
it's when that happens, it's like, what people are just going to scale that as much as they can, and before you know it, it's like, when that relationship is automated AI, then what? I mean, game over.
I use my own AI doctor that I've made all the time. I ask it all kinds of questions. Does this medication interfere with this, or this supplement interfere with this? And it's usually correct. But I think the doctor thing is going to be. I think it's going to be really tough for somebody to look somebody in the eye and go, I'm going to talk to this AI person, and especially about their health. I mean, I clamored for years and years and years that real estate agents would go away. That would be the end of real estate agents because of the internet and all this other stuff. People can search on their own. Well, there's more realtors on every street corner they could shake a stick at. So I was completely wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like a 5-year problem in terms of AI getting to $1 billion. I think they obviously did this and got to almost 500 million in 1 year. The next company that uses better tools, cleaner execution, legal, within the 12 to 18 months, no problem. I really don't see that being an issue at all. It's just going to be like what major problem are they solving that scales quickly, that they can turn into a business.
Well, I think there is going to. I think the world of financial information and things like that, that's where it's going to happen. There's going to be somebody who figures out a way to utilize AI to scrape info, inform people on how to invest. And and there'll be one person who does it, and with bunches of agents. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, it just what kind of model of those agents? Like, it's all. Who was talking about? Was that Dr. Penhall was talking about? Those certain types of agents that are kind of like next level that can really run like autonomously. I mean, those are pretty cool when those come out. But yeah, like you said, you still have to check your work. You still have to, there's different things. You just can't. They can't have them do everything yet.
Not yet. That's for sure. And the AI agent I've been using, I use it to scan my email to forward things to people, and it's getting it wrong. So, will it get it right eventually? Sure, absolutely. But
I do think this Medvi, really gives the opportunity for the doctors that are creating their voices out there that want to create that patient trust, right? Because if more platforms like this grow, I mean, the scarcest resource will be in digital health will be like that real patient doctor, relationship. So I think that just is even greater opportunity for these physicians to, grow their personal brands and build trust the right way.
yeah,
With actual human accountability is going to be a competitive advantage, which is crazy to think about.
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, these people are still going to yearn, I think, more than ever, one-on-one, for sure. And which brings me to Content Crib 7.0.
Ooh.
October 16th and 17th in Bentonville. The reason I'm saying is if you have been to Content Crib before, you're going to get a notice to please sign up, and we want to get everybody who has been to Content Crib before and is going to sign up to please do that in April, just because we want to get the venue nailed down, and we want to have, you guys who have come before, you have first invitations that come out the door. So October 16th and 17th back in Bentonville, Arkansas, and you'll be getting a link that if you are a former attendee.
I'm excited for it. I mean, this one, I can't believe the last one was just insane. And
Yeah.
this one's going to be even better.
Yeah, I'm getting lots and lots of messages and emails and things like, "Hey, check this out! What we're doing." Those type of emails, which is cool, really, really cool. There's going to be a whole new platform that's going to be released, and we'll give up the individuals who are doing it, but it is really cool. It's very, very, very new age type of information delivery type system, which is cool.
Yeah, it'll be October before you know it. So
Yeah.
lock down the weekend. Make sure you're available. Get your ticket, and we'll see you there. It's gonna be insane. I mean, it's where we're headed, and I think we'll have $100 million room by this time next year.
Oh, I totally agree. And this one 7.0 is going to be this is going to be more of a question answer. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about productivity. It's going to be all centered around productivity, what's out there, AI agents, all of the above, software systems, things you want to run your business more efficiently.
Not illegally.
Not illegally, no. Don't make up AI pictures of people and proclaim that they're real, that type of stuff.
We'll count the fingers.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think it's another episode in the books.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.